Hi, this is Gail with Behind the Badge Foundation, and once again we're bringing to you the Law Enforcement Family Network's Flashlight series. We listened for a little bit to Dr. Ellen Kirschman, the author of I Love a Cop. She is bringing more words of wisdom to us. Law enforcement officers have a hard time asking for help. It's just real. And I would have to say for most of us as family members, it can be difficult for us to ask for help as well. But the reality is that in our humanness, we all need to be able to look to one another and to reach out and find the experts to help us move forward, whether it has to do with overwhelming challenges at work or whether it has to do with the mundane, everyday challenges we have at home. Once again, here's Ellen.
If the officer is not doing well, not sleeping, having nightmares, constantly irritable or grumpy, changing in some ways that make that person unfamiliar to their family, maybe drinking more, or somebody who was normally cheerful is now pretty somber all the time, in a bad mood, feeling and the same thing for families. Any of those kinds of changes, lots of tension in the family. We all have a short fuse these days, and we all need to cut each other a break. I mean, my husband and I are sort of stuck here together in our house, and it gets a little snarly around here from time to time. So, but something was really, really major, requires help, and get it sooner rather than later.
Yep.
Better if you don't wait around. So the first place I would say in any department, if you don't already have a relationship with a clinically competent clinician, and I'll explain in a minute what I mean by that, hopefully you have peer support in your department, and that peer support is available to families as well as officers. And then if talking to your peer supporter doesn't resolve the issue, peer supporters should be able to recommend culturally competent clinicians. It's important for families to have an extended support system, because when the poop hits the fan, the law enforcement person in your family is going to be going to work. And they probably have a fair amount of support there, debriefings, maybe clinicians that work with the department, as I mentioned, peer support members, chaplains. So families need to have their own support systems. That might be other people who are part of a law enforcement family, could be personal friends, could be your own family, and people who will be there for you when you need to talk. And I do hope that your departments all provide clinicians that are culturally competent who will work with police families, not just officers, or peer support programs that are also include trained family members who will come and talk to you if you need some help or some guidance like that. What I mean by a culturally competent clinician is somebody who understands the subculture of law enforcement, understands what cops do and why they do it, and understands the stresses that come from being in a relationship with somebody who is law enforcement, because it's a unique population. Cops are kind of unique people. They don't necessarily like being in therapy. So they're gonna have to see somebody who understands that and knows how to talk to them. A traditionally trained therapist might be too non-directive for a cop, or they might mix up what a cop has to do with personality traits, like you have to take somebody down, take them to jail, and there's a fight around doing so. You don't want a clinician who says that, this person must have super aggressive traits. It's part of the job. It has nothing to do with their personality. So that's what I mean by a culturally competent clinician. Try to take the long view so that you are not highly reactive. Highly reactive is good on the street some of the time. Some of the time it may not be good on the street. But to make sure you're not acting out of hot emotions, but rather to be much more cool-headed and ask yourself those kinds of questions. Make sure you've got the right facts about anything, as opposed to going 0 to 60 about deciding what something means. And then just be sure to talk and stay connected. Family members, if there was ever a time when family comes first, it's right now.
Hi everyone, Tracy here. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more videos on the Behind the Badge Foundation Law Enforcement Family Network Flashlight Series. You can also learn more about Behind the Badge Foundation on our website, Facebook, and Instagram pages at behindthebadgefoundation.org. Thank you for joining us in Finding Our Together.